Myself, Sunil Ramakrishnan Nair. Till now, basically, we have talked about formula, 16 parts basically. And now, basically, in next part, basically, we are going to talk little bit more about the formula what basically, how basically it got derived basically. There are many ways basically, and many basically sources basically you can say from where basically each and every formula got derived basically. Formula basically which has basically calculated. It's not a one day, the source basically it's not came from one of the side basically. It has came from many sides basically you can say. In till basically 17 parts basically we have discussed each and every parts basically, each and every road maps basically from where the formula basically has been connected, and how the formula has derived, and how plus minus has been happened, and how basically this attribute has taken as plus, and how that attribute has taken as minus, and how this attribute has taken as in division position. So like this basically each and every aspects basically is connected with each and every user stories basically you can say. Now basically in this basically 18 part basically we are going to discuss something more about the formula from where basically this got derived basically, where this formula attribute got derived basically. But we have not yet discussed what actually the formula is, and how basically project management plan basically have different types of formula, and how basically that are connecting to each and every user stories of the real life basically, because each and every formula basically is being tested and then only it has implemented basically. Hundreds of project has been done, and hundreds of each and every attribute has been calculated with each and every attributes, and plus minus division has done. And when this basically this got confirmed that this each and every reports are getting perfectly fine, then only basically the project got this formula got implemented in the project management plan basically. It's not a 1 or 2 day process, it's a long process. So basically here basically we are discussing a little bit more about the formula basically. That is basically C basically. C basically as EA. So basically our basically you can say 70 percentage area is covered of Earth planet is covered with sea basically you can say. Around 30 percentage basically is having land, and this in this land also basically you can say 20 percentage is 20 percentage is in land. Basically we are staying basically, not 20 percentage also, it's that also is very too much I have told. So basically here we are talking that basically what actually the formula word is connecting to sea water basically. For example, I will take one example. Sea water basically that has area basically, right? That has 70 percentage area. Within that area only sea water is uh, going to cover his area basically. It will not come out from that 70 percentage area. Reason? Because it has it has designed in that way that it will not come out from the sea area to the land area. For example, I will take few examples in Mumbai basically. In Mumbai basically sea area water basically is sometimes touching to the road basically, right? But it never came to the public area where basically publics are staying basically. Publics are staying in that area basically, it has never came basically. So then basically one person asked them how this is connecting to the formula. So just see basically how this is going to connect to the formula basically. So basically one person told that the sea area basically why it is not covering to the not coming to the land areas basically where the people are staying. The reason is basically the power supply basically you can say. The power supply basically which is getting passed near the sea areas, and basically upper of the sea land basically you can say. For example, in Mumbai area, the uh, Bandra area is there, Charni area is there, Lower Parel area is there. Each and every area, Matunga is there. Then basically Malhad is there, Kandivali is there, Borivali is there. It's basically near around. It's basically only sea only basically. Goregaon area is there near around basically. You can see the sea areas basically. You can say basically sea areas you can able to find basically. But there basically sea are not coming. Sea water is not coming within the city. The reason behind that is basically the power supply which is getting passed near the sea water basically you can say. The power supply basically it is pushing to the pushing the power supply is getting pushed. Basically we can say it's a pushing mechanism basically pushing methodology basically you can say it's a pushing method basically. In that basically the power supplies is power supplies and energies and basically power supplies are connected up to the power companies directly. I'm telling you, directly connected to the power supply and energy companies, and that energy companies and then basically one person told that how basically power supply and energy can control the seawater. Then basically the another person told that the power supply and energy companies basically are directly connected with the satellites, and basically the satellites are so powerful they can move the Earth planet direction also. So Earth planet direction, if they can move satellites, then the sea water is not a big deal basically. So they are pushing the sea waters, and then basically the sea water is not coming inside the city because of the power supply. Basically, is connected with that sea water. So basically, here basically it's connected. How basically it's connected to the software industry basically. So one person told that basically you have created lots of human needs, you have created lots of water, you have created lots of construction materials from software energy basically. So basically lots of software which has created lots of human needs. Basically what is actually software energy, which what is that each and everything basically that we have already discussed in this 17 parts basically in detail basically there what actually the software energy is that is also exist in this my channel basically you can see that in detail basically. So basically we are talking about the software energy basically which has created lots of things basically. In this basically sea water is also coming basically. So basically sea water also contains software energies basically, and near around the seawater basically the power supply data which is getting passed that also connects with the software energy basically. So power supply data which is getting passed near the sea that also contains software energy power supply data basically. So that is also basically the helping the seawater so that basically it should not, it is also pushing the seawater basically, forcing the seawater so that the seawater is not supposed to come inside the city basically, that is basically inside the Mumbai city basically. Then basically like this basically seawater contains power supply basically you can say. Power supply basically we can't see basically if you are standing near the seawater, not only seawater basically across the world basically we are staying, their power supply data exists basically. Then that's why basically we are at the standing position. Otherwise, we might be flying basically. If the power supply is not perfectly calculated, then basically we might be flying basically. The each and every buildings might be flying. Each and every vehicles might be flying. Each and every trees also might be flying. Because the power supply data which has passed to the environment, to the seawater, it's like that basically it is formulated that way that basically nothing is getting in each and every object is at the standing position and it's forced by the power supply data basically. So here basically we have created software energies and software buildings also basically you can say. From software in energy basically lots of construction materials are also created, and from that basically lots of buildings are also created. So basically few software companies basically have created lots of buildings also basically you can say. So that also require lots of power supply so that basically it can be in standing position basically, because it's a formulated also basically. Formula basically. The formula says that if you apply this power supply for data, power supply data means formula basically. If we apply this formula to the near to sea water near to the building, basically, then basically it will be stable. Basically, the entire stable means basically building is in standing position. Building is falling left side, right side, basically, then it's unstable. Basically, sea water is basically is not coming inside the sea. Basically, that is basically stable sea, a stable area, stable sea water basically. Unstable means sea water is coming inside the city basically. So that is unstable basically. Unstable means the formula is not getting perfectly mapped with the sea water. So this is also a little bit about the formula basically we can say. And in next part, this is basically you can say it's 18th one, and in 19th part we are going to take little bit more about the formula of word.